Titles for the Xbox 360. Very exciting. Let's see this demo. Hillary, I am handing it off to you.
Sure thing. So, Peter, why don't you tell us what you brought today to show off to us?
Well, it's Fable 2. Obviously, the sequel to Fable 1. We have taken everything from Fable 1 and we've added a whole lot of new innovation in. And I can list this innovation for you, Hillary. We've got this AI dog, which is 10 times smarter than the creature in Black and White 1. We've got a fully explorable, free-roaming world that you can go around. We've got co-op, dynamic co-op, ambient op. The list just goes on and on. But the thing I want you to take away this time, I haven't made a mistake I've made before. This time, the story, the drama, the emotion you're going to feel is at the top level. And I've been guilty of pre-thinking in this particular state. I've missed it, but this time I think we've got it right. So I'm going to show you just a little glimpse. It's something that we didn't prepare for E3 at all. It's actually the part of the game. It's going to have a few bugs in there. We've still got about 2,000 bugs left. We've fixed 45,000 of them. Still got 2,000 left. And we're going to run through a little bit of combat. And now I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff that you can do in the world itself. And then we're going to finish off. You're going to give me a hand with showing some movie.
Sound good? Okay, let's go. Let's give it a go.
Yeah. Right, here we are. This is about an hour and 45 minutes into the game. You started the game as a little kid and you've grown up. You've had this terrible tragedy, which I won't spoil what that tragedy is. And you've been sent out to take out these bandits who've been troubling the main city. So I'm going to show you some of this combat stuff that we've been talking about. Now, we've been talking about this one-button system for a long time. And what one button means is I can just mash this blue button however I like, and something cool will happen. But as you go up level, and you expend your experience, you can spend it on more and more complex moves. So that is called a flourish. I bought this by spending my experience that I can pick up here on swords. The cool thing, that one button, pressing and holding to charge up, also applies to guns. So I can just change my finger from the blue button to the yellow button, and instantly I change my combat style from swords to guns. The same applies to the red button. The red button is magic. Again, I can press it and tap it, and I just let off spells really fast, or I can hold it and focus it, and that allows me to charge up a far more powerful spell. So I'm really super happy with the combat that's there. So these guys have ambushed me now. I'll use a little bit of magic to sort of push them back. They're now far enough away. I can shoot them. I can take this guy out with a close range attack. I'll take this guy out with a flourish. Now all of what that all means is people's combat styles are unique as they are. The other cool thing is we are constantly measuring how good you are at combat. So these little orbs you see on the ground, they're your experience. They change in size the cooler you are. If you hit someone with a sword, they fly up in the air, then you shoot them in mid-air, and they fall off a cliff, you'll get double the experience with it. That means even the core gamers are going to struggle to find the depths of the combat systems there. Anyway, that's one of the systems. Let's look at the other one of these unique systems in Fable 2. That's my friend the dog. Now, I love my dog. If anyone does anything against my dog, they're in big trouble. And he loves me. We have a close relationship. Not that close, just in case you're wondering. But we have a close relationship. His job in this world is to kind of point out things that I'm missing, to help me in combat, to be my buddy. We involve him in the story. If you hear him bark, there's something wrong. There's something going wrong. He'll point out things that I'm missing, like treasures that I'm missing. And what all that leads to is a really cool companion that you travel with. Now that doesn't mean that we're not going to involve him in some nasty stuff. But what it does mean is that he's pretty unique in computer. I've never played with anything like this. He morphs and changes as I do. He's unique as I am. When we're playing co-op, and you come and see my dog will be different to your dog. Looking at you, Hillary, I think you're going to end up with a Labrador. I'll end up with a Doberman. So we'll see.
Is that because you think that I'm a good, noble person?
I can see it in your face. There's kind eyes, they haven't got the mean spirit in them, let's be honest.
You're going to be so disappointed.
Let's see. Let's have a look at the capital city. This is a place called Bowerstone. Now, Bowerstone is one of those places where you can just travel through and buy stuff. Or if you want to do a bit of exploring, it's actually strewn with little hidden secrets. And let me just introduce you to this one feature, another new feature. It's called the breadcrumb trail. You can see it, this golden line is taking me to the next bit of the story. I can completely ignore that golden line, and I can go off and explore myself. If I do that, then the golden line will actually fade away a little bit because it doesn't want to read me by the nose. Now, unfortunately, this guy here is really aggravating me, so I'm going to do something pretty new. I'm going to take him under this bridge, and then I'm going to take my sword out, turn safety off, and just basically kill him. Because he aggravates me. That's why I'm going to have us over this
You
one.
just murdered somebody.
I thought it was very socially conscious of you to take him under a bridge before you killed him.
Well, that's the point. Crime is only a crime if you're seen doing it.
That's very Republican.
I was seen doing it. The guard just came me up. Now, I've got a choice here. I've committed a crime in Bowerstone. I can resist arrest. I can try and take on all of the Imperial Guards. I will fail. Definitely.
Okay.
If it's my level of hero, I'll fail. Or what I can do is pay a fine. I've only got 1 gold at the moment, so that's out of the question. Or I can do community service. Community service takes you on another whole thread of the game. We'll do the community service, and what they're giving me, I have to go to a camp in Bower Lake, being attacked by bandits. For the good of the city, I have to take out those bandits. So that's how we deal with the crime system. It's another little subsystem within the game.
That's much more interesting than having to pick up trash on the side of the road, though.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you get to kill more people. That is true. Morally, that's maybe a question. Interestingly, because my community service, with my bread contract, changed, takes me to that community service. I never want you to experience being confused and lost. Anyway, let's go around and see some of the things I can do. Now, this woman here, she looks nice. Let's do some nice things to her. So I can focus on her, and then I can bring up something called the expression wheel, and we can do some flirting. I can just whistle at her, or if I want to be a bit more ambitious, we've got another little sub-game here. It's called extendable expression. So I can turn that whistle into a full-blown whistle, and if I get it right, then she's starting to fall in love with me.
That guy looks like he's starting to fall in love with you.
Well, we fully support same-sex marriage, and we don't push back from that. Let's have a look at her. So she's up for getting married, but I've got a long way to go. Look at that third bar from the bottom. That shows how much I have to go. She really likes the worship expression. She likes soft puppets. She's middle class, straight, aggressive, serious, humorless. So I don't want to do any humor stuff. The cool thing here is if I keep working on her, eventually we can go out for a date. And you can do cool things like take her to a bridge and watch the sunset. If that all works well, you can then get engaged. You can get married, but you have to move her into a house. She's middle class, so she's not really satisfied with the shack in the woods. And then you can choose to have sex. Can I say that word?
You can say that.
Right, okay.
That's okay.
Protected or unprotected sex. If I have unprotected sex, you can have children. Those children will grow up and they'll develop in your image. My children are going to be pretty rough and mean. They're going to be bullies at school. Your kids are probably going to be nice.
They'll be the ones that are getting bullied.
Yeah. Now, to do all that stuff, I'm going to need money. How do you earn money in Fable? Well, there's lots of ways of earning money. There's the honest way. This is the honest way. I can take a job.